Interesting opening because Nelda's certainly doing plenty of good work around the ground, but the lifter that Golden Square have got from Adlam and Patterson in this game is remarkable. Both have taken some good marks early, and both are looking very dangerous up there in front of the goals.
Richard, can big Billy Nelda take on these big men all day in this warm weather?
Well, we'll only know, I suppose, Alan, at the end. I would imagine that he can. He seems to me to be very well fired up. That's a point from Percy Adlam from that kick. He seems to be all fired up and ready to go. And he's certainly done a lot of work in this first quarter. My word, the handball's been good. He's marked and bullocked around the packs. I think he'll probably hold out.
There's the kick out from Belsar with Golden Square 7 points in front. Good play, Nelda. Punches toward half forward. Lennigan and Faulkner in there. Now the runner's Stephen Road. Pollock's hot on his tail, but Stephen Road's got pace. He can steady and look for David Collins. That's a better pass, and that's better football, David Collins. You led well, and you held on to that chest mark. And the Sandhurst crowd applauding what was great football as the Dragons moved the ball down the ground.
That's going to be one of the highlights of this grand final, the duel between Davey and Collins. And here's Collins kicking for goal now. Umpire watching, he's going straight over his head, and Sandhurst have kicked the goal through the agency of David Collins at full forward.
David Collins, a very dangerous player when he gets the opportunity. That's his second goal for the game, and Sandhurst's third. So Sandhurst are right back in business now. 3 goals, 2. Golden Square, 20 points to Sandhurst, 3-1, 19.
Well, now, most interesting move. Peter Crosley has pulled 2 Golden Square players off the ground at once. I've never seen that happen in my life. Off went Vic Allen and Kenny Smith, and on came Brian Coughlin and also Blorfus. Now, Collins has 100 goals for the year. What a magnificent effort as Sandhurst drive toward half forward. In goes little Ward there. Johnny Williams trying to get the ball away. Kerwin's in there too. He's been fairly unproductive in this first quarter. His big Gary Kerwin doesn't look fully fit to me. And there's going to be a bounce, half forward flank out of side of the QEO. Kerwin gets the punch away. No Rovers there that time, and Greg Williams has got plenty of time to drive to Robbie Smith. Oh, Elkington went in there, gave away another free kick. Now he can drive long, Robbie Smith, toward where Walsh is waiting, and Walsh is going to take the easy mark. Kevin Walsh for the Sandhurst side. Drives across the centre toward half forward. Big flyers wanted. Up goes Michael Lennigan, couldn't take it. Ball comes to the ground. Frankie Coughlin looks flat-footed today. As Golden Square bring it away again. Blavey the player this time around the wing. Up went Rodder. Billy Nelda, great mark. Too big, too strong, and takes a good mark this time in front of Mal Cowling. Drives a short pass into where Frankie Coughlin's made good position. Greg Williams leaving him unattended that time. A poor pass from Coughlin. Holes out in front of Tony Cowling on this occasion. McAvoy it was actually on that occasion, and the ball beats both players to the boundary line as Alan Besley checks scores in the opening turn.
We were playing 23 minutes in the opening turn. Golden Square 3 goals 2, Sandhurst 3 goals 1. Ball's back in play.
Kerwin and Patterson go up. Kerwin went straight into Patterson on that occasion, went down where a Golden Square try and clear the ball away toward the 2 runners on that wing, Pollock and Stephen Road. Pollock tackled by Stephen Road. Might be against you, Stephen, that time. The umpire said that Pollock had disposed of the ball before he was tackled. So Chris Pollock drives up to where the player there is Coughlin for Sandhurst to come in and take a good mark in front of Greg Williams and Cole Faulkner.
Silly handball for Coughlin. See that? He handballed and it fortunately came out for Sandhurst as Maloney has a shot for goal.
It's home.
It is too. It's a goal to Sandhurst. That's Brendan Maloney coming down the ground. I thought that that had been given away by Sandhurst then with a very foolish handball from Frankie Coughlin, who only succeeded in ballooning the ball into Greg Williams' thighs. But through the pack came Brendan Maloney, burst downfield, and a great kick for goal brought up Sandhurst 4th.
Well, Sandhurst have now hit the front in the Bendigo Football League Grand Final of 83, 4-1 to Golden Square, 3 goals 2. The ball's back in the centre.
Yes, and it will be Billy Nelda here with Alan Patterson to go up for the ball. Great goal from Maloney. He made a goal really out of nothing that time as Patterson gets it down toward Lee Gallagher, who's got plenty of time to run and then drive toward Blorfus at half forward. He's spoiled by Maloney, who kicked that last goal. Maloney butters up well and fires the hand pass toward Noel Belsar. Sandhurst going in front of the pack this time, and they've got the chance to bring it away through Maloney, but the ball will beat all players to a crowded Golden Square officials area, and it's over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Richard, your comments on the standard of play in this final so far?
Well, it's been, I suppose, understandably, the players have been a little bit nervous to start with, but I think it's been a fairly good standard. The marking's been good. When the ball's got out in the open, we've seen the pace of some of these players from the 2 teams, and I think viewers have seen probably a fairly high standard clash so far.
There's the punch down by Nelda, but it's well sharked by Chris Pollock, who drives with a beautiful daisy cutter toward Robert Smith, and he's got plenty of time to run now toward the goals. His kick is touched by Shane Hartney off the boot. It comes to the pace of Jones. He races away from Pickering, fires for the open goal. Blorfus marks, and Blorfus is only 3 metres out, and he's directly in front. And there was an ominous warning for Sandhurst: get a quick player on Jones or else.
That's right, and he's been brought back into the team for that very reason, for his pace, and he certainly broke away from the Sandhurst defence there. Terry Blorf is on the ground, a left foot kick, and he should have no trouble in bringing up the fourth.
He's had a great year, Terry Blorf, is a dynamic player in the forward line. There's his kick for goal, and it's true, and Golden Square are back in front in this Bendigo Football League Grand Final as we approach the time-on period.
4 goals to 26 the square, 4-1-25 Sandhurst. That's the way the board reads, and it's been a very entertaining first term.
Very good indeed. Blorf is unattended there. I don't know what happened to the tagging backman, Mark Rode, who's normally a very reliable player. I don't know whether it's his man, but whoever it was, the Sandhurst players just had, there was 2 Golden Square players unmarked.
Apparently it's very warm out there in the sun. A lot of the Sandhurst players calling for a drink, and we're only in the first quarter, so I'd say there's going to be some very tired boys come 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Mick Lennigan, I think, got away on his own 2 or 3 times so far this quarter. Got 2 kicks only. He's probably got a couple of handballs. He'd need to do more, I think, to keep Sandhurst firing.
Well, fitness is going to play a great part in this game. There's no doubts about that, because it's very warm on the QEO. Typical Bendigo football finals weather. Nelder and Lennigan both went up that time against Patterson. Came to Frankie Coughlin, who forces his way out. He'll have a shot here, but goes over the top that time of Collins. Charger Davey drops what he might have taken, and then recovers, fires on the left foot around the boundary line toward the half-back flank grandstand side, and the ball beats all players and will be thrown in. Well, Coughlin had the choice there. He could have fired a pass to Collins, or he could have gone for home on the run from 50 metres, and he really did neither, and a great opportunity there for the Dragons went wanting. Fumbling badly, Coughlin, as the ball's tapped off the ground toward the wing position, and beats all players to the boundary again, and will be thrown in with Golden Square marginally in front, just 1 point in front. 27 minutes into this opening term of the Bendigo Football League Grand Final. Golden Square the blue and gold, Sandhurst the maroon and blue. Patterson gets the tap away. Coughlin then palms on towards Stephen Road, but Greg Williams intercepts and kicks off the ground toward the centre. But a good mark's been taken here for Golden Square, and the player with the ball is Rodder.
Upfield it goes. Big Percy setting himself, but the Sandhurst defence come away here now. And away from defence goes Wayne Pickering over towards Alkington, who's had a shocking game. He falls over. The Golden Square players attempt to clear the ball away. Brian Coggin's on the ground. A hand pass not taken by anyone. Finally he gets the ball. He's trying to get it away. He has done so, and it's going into the forward pocket area where it's been shoved out of bounds.
Ball to be thrown in. Forward pocket, grandstand side. And repeating again the very interesting move of Golden Square, swinging Smith and Coughlin, or Smith and Allen off the ground, and Coughlin and Blorfus on together, 2 at once. And certainly Peter Crosley's coaching methods are unusual to say the least, and well, it could prove a good move, giving 2 players a rest at once. Now the umpires pulled out a free kick here against Sandhurst. That player failing to get rid of the ball quickly enough, young Kent Ward, and it's going to be a Golden Square free kick, and they're going to have a shot here now from about 60 metres out. Here's the kick by Rodder up toward full forward. Adlam got high, came to the ground. Here's danger. Free kick though, and the umpires pulled out one going Brendan Maloney's way. Now it's going to go back, and it will be taken here by Harrison. He may have been moved down to a back flank now. He looks out here toward Michael Lennigan, who's out in front of Faulkner. Faulkner wins out, taps back well to Cowling. Or good football as he fires it on to Dillon, and Dillon's kick is a shocker. He was running into the open goal there from 35 metres out, but it went off the side of the boot and goes over the boundary line on the full. 29 minutes into this first term.
Yes, well into time on, and Golden Square 4 goals 2 to Sandhurst, 4 goals 1. And of course, we have the Edward Manifold Stakes coming up with Clem Dimsey at Flemington at 3:15.
That's only about 17 minutes away. Sorry, Richard, go on.
That was a very poor kick by Dillon. Then he's obviously he's picked in the back pocket, and he'd been following his man downfield into the half-forward zone, and he just fired at the goal, blazed away.
There's the kick up toward where Patterson went up with Harrison. Came to Brian Coughlin, who was tackled well by his namesake in Frankie Coughlin. Johnny Harrison eventually gets the ball, but Cole Faulkner playing in front that time took a good mark. He ran, then fired the hand pass to Johnny Williams. Goes up toward full forward. Nice push against you too, Wayne Pickering, not seen by the umpire. And Pickering takes the mark and fires the hand pass to Shane Hartney. who comes out of defence now and fires around the outer wing, and Kevin Walsh has made good position, and Walsh and Cowling staging a really good duel on this outer wing. Walsh plays on, kicks over the top of Patterson, down here where McAvale will fly for the ball, and takes a great mark over Tony Cowling.
Mark McAvale.
A beauty from the red-headed.
He came from behind there and climbed all over the opponent, and that was a good mark. Now we'll see what David Collins. Up he goes, punched away by Charger Davey.
Ball to the ground, Pollock backing up well. David Collins does a lot of running in the game on Pollock's tail. Pollock fires out toward Vic Allen. He gets away and gets it toward Brian Coughlin. This fellow can spell danger if he gets going. A good hand pass on to Greg Williams, and Golden Square moving the ball well around now the grandstand side. Robbie Smith had the chance in front, dropped what he should have taken. Ball comes to the dynamic Stephen Road. He's got pace to get away from Robbie Smith now. He fires toward Greg Hull, who's got it. A good mark. Out in front that time of Charger Davey. And he's a very experienced finals player, is Greg Hull. He knows where the ball's going to be. He kicks Sandhurst's first major, and he'll fire for the goals now from 35 metres out with the breeze behind him, but he's directly in front.
Well, Sandhurst trailing by 5 points as we approach the siren for the end of the first term, but he's kicked truly, and Greg Hull has added his second goal for the match, and we see Sandhurst back in front as we approach the quarter-time siren.
There was a player in the hands of the trainer over there, a Golden Square player. He's been taken off.
Robbie Smith.
Robbie Smith, is it? He's been carried off, actually, so we don't quite know. Snowy and Snowy Marshall and one of the other Golden Square trainers have got the player. He's been carted off. Maybe he's got a leg or a muscle problem, Shane.
Well, that's a real problem for Golden Square, because he was a very creative player in this first term, Smith, and they're going to miss him. He's been taken straight into the rooms, and Kenny Smith back on the field. Actually, it was Golden Square winning that tap away, but Lenigan Sharkwell drives out toward where Hull's made a great lead out in front of Blaby. Tony Cowling's in there too, so is McAvale, but Hull beats the lot of them. Drives in toward the goal square. It's going for home. It's a close. Oh, a beauty. A great goal, Richard.
Great goal, Greg Hull. My word, hasn't he played well? Of course, one of the things that viewers may not know about Greg Hull, he's an ex-Golden Square player, and doesn't he love to play against Golden Square?
That could be the goal of the final. Have a look at that for a shot. Charger Davey had no chance of stopping that ball. It came straight in from the boundary line with the wind right behind it, and straight through for a goal as Sandhurst going away from Golden Square in this Bendigo Football League Grand Final of 1983.
11 points the difference. 6-1 plays 4-2. It's Sandhurst in control now. I'm sure Dennis O'Hare wouldn't be the happiest coach, though, because they've had a 2 or 3 goal breeze. Kevin Walsh tries a Pele kick there and gets it toward half forward, where Johnny Williams takes the easy mark. He drives
Noel
around the wing.
Belsar.
And as you heard Richard Jones say, it was Noel Belsar getting over the top of Blorfus and Cowling that time to take a good mark.
A regular player in the Bendigo Interleague side, Noel Belsar. Very, very experienced, tough and relentless player. Great mark.
You took the words right out of my mouth there, Richard. He's been a great player for the league side over many years. And there's the quarter-time siren as Alan Beardsley, the Channel 8 sports director, checks the quarter-time score in the Bendigo Football League Grand Final. 3 kicks, so Sandhurst marginally on top on either wing, and I think that's reflected in the scoreline, Alan, with the Sandhurst side marginally in front.
My word, and let's just check the goal kickers there.